The song Ravens by Mount Eerie is the saddest song you will ever hear, or at least I hope it is. Today I am here to explain to this audience of Com 110 students about a song titled Ravens by Mount Eerie, also known as Phil Elverum. In this speech, I will discuss who Phil Elverum is, what the meaning of the song's Raven is, and why I was so impacted by it. Who is Phil Elverum? Phil Elverum was born on May 26, 1978, in Aquarius, a small town located in Washington. Elverum grew up expressing liking for the music scene. According to the Wikipedia article titled Phil Elverum, it is stated that during his adolescence, he worked in a record store in which he met Beat Happening member Brett Lunsford, who offered him a job as the drummer of the band B+. Later on, Phil Elverum created a band called The Microphones in 1996, which later became Mount Eerie in 2003. During this time, Elverum met his now defunct wife, Genevieve Castry, who was at the time a Canadian artist and musician. The pair then later married on in February 2004. Elverum's poetic songwriting was classified as Lynchian. This word refers to the surreal and dreamlike qualities shown in David Lynch's films. His style of writing and his amazing lyricism brought him an insane amount of followers and fame. However, Elverum did not care about his fame. He cared mostly about his wife, who sadly passed away in July 2016 of an inoperable pancreatic cancer. In this album, Elverum aims to express the grief of his wife's death throughout his songs. He shows how raw and unexpected death really is. Elverum shines the death of his wife with a new meaning. Not metaphorical, not fictional, but real, down to earth, and very, very tragic. In the article titled, Phil Elverum lovingly reimagines his own legacy on microphones in 2020, it is said that his contemplative rear view consists of particular dates, locations, names, and powerful depictions of the weather as it probably actually happened. In this album, there's a song that conveys the sadness and tragedy that Elverum suffered most perfectly. That song is titled Ravens. In this song, Elverum explains how he tried to internalize his sorrow through various actions. Elverum sings, "I watched you die in this room, then I gave your clothes away. I'm sorry I had to." I believe it was best stated in the review titled Ravens Mount Eerie, as it describes the song's lyrics as them snowballing into another like he's just now saying them out loud for the first time. Even though the whole entirety of the album explores other characteristics of death and grief, I found this song to be the most bold, sad, and unafraid to share how unforgivable death really is. Now, I have thankfully never experienced the death of a close relative, and I cannot even begin to fathom how much pain Elverum has endured. But what I can say is that I have been separated from my loved ones. It hurts. It hurts not being able to see a part of your family. Thinking that you might not be able to see your sickly grandmother on her deathbed is really, truly terrifying. It feels surreal at times. That heartache, the idea that human life is so fragile, truly points out many fake ideas and thoughts people live by. Nevertheless, Elverum's message isn't that life is some sort of depressive reality and nothing really is worth living because of the tragic death of a loved one. Rather, he believes that a big part of grieving someone is moving on. Moving on but not blocking the memory of, cherishing the last happy moments, and living up to the memory. That is truly what Elverum teaches through his songs. Elverum is truly an amazing writer and a grimly good musician. His music and thoughts so poetically entwined, but human as all. With these 3 points, I hope that you have learned a bit more about Phil Elverum, what the meaning of the song Ravens is, and why I was so impacted by it. Lastly, Phil Elverum writes, "I make these songs and put them out into the world just to multiply my voice, saying that I love her. I want it known." Now, here's a snippet of what the song sounds like and what I believe the most impactful 30 seconds of the song are. However, I do recommend giving the whole album a listen.
I knew these birds were omens, but of what I wasn't sure. They were flying out toward the island where we hoped to move. You were probably inside. You were probably aching, wanting not to die. Your body transformed bear to look, so I turned my head west.